Well, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the GMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host E here with all your cool wrestling factoids. Of course, I'm your man. I'm your man. 110%, guys. 110%. This is the sports center of the wrestling world. You know what I mean? You can always hit that Superman punch, like and subscribe right now. Also follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and all those social media platforms so you can get more and more of me. No, I'm just kidding. More and more in wrestling, of course, or sports from the GSMC Sports Network. Thank you for tuning in to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We have a great show for you today. Today we're going to talk about a little bit of NXT review and also AEW preview. And because NXT last night kind of ended with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams in a steel cage match, I kind of thought of just like a handful of iconic WWE steel cage matchups that I kind of want to talk to you guys, about today. And to kind of cap it all off, we're going to end it with the great Nikki Garcia. She is all elite. Almost. We're basically going to go over how she almost signed a contract with AEW, how she was, this close of calling Tony Khan, making it happen, but, ultimately, it didn't happen. So, anyways, before we move on, I beg you guys to hit the tips and donations link. Also, we get a number of questions that come in during the show from viewers like you. So to ensure that your question gets read on air, I ask you to use the tips and donations link at the GSMCPodcast.net with your questions. With this, put your questions up on top so I can see it. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, tell me what you want to further talk about. I love talking to the fans. I had a couple of chat come up in the last couple of podcasts, and it was pretty fun. So the more and more you guys chat, the more and more we all can have fun together because we all are a living breed of wrestling fans, and that's something that me and you have in common. So yeah, don't be afraid to talk to your boy E here. And again, the link is the GSMCPodcast.net. So moving on to our first, we have our WWE NXT review. It was a really good NXT, especially the last NXT before spring break-in. They're going to do their night one and night two. Super interesting to see how they're going to, Shawn Michaels is going to pull that off. But let's get on into it. Today, it started off with Noam Dar against Dijak. Honestly, this match was Noam Dar ultimately got the victory because there's strength in numbers with metaphor, but you have to admire his courage. For a small guy, he was able to put up with the powerhouse Dijaks. Like he did not back down, and that's something that I'm a man of like 5'6" on a good day, mostly 5'4", but dynamite comes in small packages, and you don't want to mess with these little guys. These little guys, will tear you up. I mean, you don't expect it, but no, I'm just kidding. I don't think I would ever be able to fight anybody and actually win. Well, no, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, so Noam Dar absolutely killed it. It was the Supernova came out and he actually, did his duty and he stood up. He stood up for Metaphor. Metaphor was being punked by Dijak, and Noam Dar was like, you know what? These are my crew. These are my people. Guess what? Screw you, Dijak. Bam, lost. Bada boom, bada bing. Realest guy in the room. How you doing? No, I'm just kidding. Anybody, Enzo Amore, the couple of haters. Anyways, it was a tag team like back in 2016 with Big Cass and you know, um, Big Cass and Enzo Amore. But actually, give me a 1 second. I will be absolutely right back. It's just yeah, just give me 1 second. All right. We are back. Sorry, I had a little bit of technical issues. Um, you know, it happens. You love technology, but then again, it could be your worst enemy at the same time. But let's move on. We had Lola Vice against Soruka. Soruka's obviously, as you can see from WWE NXT, that they are the future of, and the women's division in the NXT. So good for Soruka. I feel like they're in good hands having her. And ultimately, the match was broken up by Blair Davenport, where Blair Davenport, kind of reignited the rivalry between Soruka and herself. But she was able to, Lola Vice was able to, come up with the victory, which was kind of sad because, I like Soruka. I think she's going to be amazing. And it was, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool how Vice was able to kind of use that distraction as like kind of like leverage. And then you had Natalia up on the screen, ultimately kind of building more up toward that, kind of like that match toward some spring break-in that they're gonna have in an underground match. So it should be pretty dope, pretty dope. Next you have Rich Holland with yet another outburst. Ultimately, this is kind of leading him up to kind of being his old self, kind of being a little more ruthless. I could see him going heel very very fast, but Rich Holland. He's a hell of a competitor. He's a hell of a competitor, and honestly, I don't think anybody could if when he's like on it, I was gonna say when he's hot, but that might sound kind of weird. But like when he's on it, good luck. Good luck. He can very well be the next WWE NXT World Champion. But next you had Tony D'Angelo. Tony D'Angelo came out with the family. He challenged the North Quarter Catch Crew with Drew Gulak. For the heritage, well, he was kind of holding that Heritage Cup. They're gonna have a trios match against the family. The family is going to fight against the No Quarter Catch Crew coming up on Spring Break-In. But ultimately, I think that they're trying to kind of lead it to like a Heritage Cup match between either Drew Gulak or one of the members against Tony D'Angelo. Which Tony D'Angelo is he's great as a promoter. He's also great as kind of like a face for NXT. And honestly, I would absolutely love to see him on top with the Heritage Cup. I recently found out about the Heritage Cup. I know about the rules and stuff like that, and I got to be honest, it's pretty badass. Like the way they kind of hold their matchups with the stipulations like that's always very very cool, and it's kind of cool to see different things in the WWE. So, good for that. Next, we have Ilya Dragunov issues an open challenge. You had Javon Evans come out. Absolutely baller, this guy. Javon Evans is going to be definitely one of the future stars of the WWE NXT, whatever happens during the draft. I don't think he's going to get drafted to WWE Raw or SmackDown, but there's definitely going to be some, there's going to be a future for him. I can see him holding the title, definitely. I love the way, like, and I love the way he moves. I love the way you move. No, I'm just kidding. No, but he's a phenomenal athlete. Very very special. I think WWE NXT kind of landed a good one when it comes to Javon Evans. So yeah. Then you had the promo of Soruka. Um, Demanding Ava to have a hardcore match, no disqualification, no holds barred, against Lola Vice, no, against Blair Davenport at Spring Breakin'. And honestly, I am so excited to see that match. Very, very, very excited. Because, I'm Attitude Era Eric. You know what I mean? I love that Attitude Era-esque of matches, especially here in the WWE. So that should be super, super awesome. Looking forward to that. Definitely one of the matches I'm looking forward to. Next, you have Tatum Paxley against Thea Hale. I love Thea Hale. I love her personality. I love how enthusiastic she is. Like, she's kind of like that Bailey mixed with like Alexa Bliss, where like she panders to the crowd and she wants you to like get on her back, or like, oh, the buddies. And then she's willing to kind of go there like Alexa Bliss was, to not be afraid to like kind of show her show her bad side. You know what I mean. So I think Thea Hale's going to do pretty well in the WWE NXT division, women's division, moving forward. Yeah, Joyce Jane kind of interrupted, and this kind of sucked because Thea Hale was kicking ass, and ultimately kind of building up to a match with them, probably fighting at Spring Break-In, which would be pretty badass. Then you had the brawl after the match. You had the brawl after the match where Thea Hale went after Jason Jane, but as all the attention was up on top of the ramp, you had referees out there, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, like what's going up there?" Like what people didn't see inside the ring, you saw Lyra Valkyrie absolutely come out and demolish Tatum Paxley, which is pretty cool. Honestly, you really kind of don't see that when it comes to women's wrestling, especially in my era. Like usually, you would see just like a little brawl, but no, you had two brawls. You had two brawls happening at one time. Absolutely awesome, absolutely sick. I love the way that they're taking the WWE NXT Women's Division. So I don't know. Hey, Sean, keep it up. Next we have Roxanne was bragging how she wants to challenge Tatum as well as Tatum Paxley as well as Lyra Valkyrie, and she was like, "Oh, this job is easy. Why is Ava just why is she always like complaining about her job? I can do this job." And then Ava came out and ultimately like made her pay the price, be like, "Hey, you know what? This is a triple threat match, so up yours, man." No, I'm just kidding. No, Roxanne Perez, she has incredible talent. She's great on the mic and just that in your face, not afraid to kind of like be that, that witch, but not with a witch. Obviously, you guys catch my drift. But which is pretty cool. Next we have AOP. They ultimately they fought these. I think it was. Oh, it wasn't Trent. No, not Trinity. That's wrong. Anyways, they basically showed why they deserve to be on top of the WWE NXT Tag Team division. They really, really did. And at the end of the match, you had Axiom and Frazier come out the tag team champions. I kind of confront them because they were the ones who got attacked by them last week. And I don't know. It's going to be a really, really good, it's going to be a very, very good rival between those two. It's going to be a great match. And I'm excited to see that one as well. Next, you're going to have the Viking Raider Ivar. The Viking Raider Ivar came out and defeated Josh Briggs, which is pretty cool. You know what I mean? I like Ivar. He did lose on Monday Night Raw to the returning Sheamus. I thought that kind of maybe discredited his credibility a little bit. But then again, I was like, okay, like, now it's clear that Ivar, the Viking Raider, will be drafted to WWE NXT on the 26th of April, Friday Night SmackDown. So I think that's definitely going to be one of the first round picks that NXT is going to make. And I think it's a good pick. Like right now, he's kind of having that feud with Obafemi. Not a lot of people could challenge Obafemi or really like stand up to his not just charisma, his athleticism, just like his overall just brute force. This guy's a monster. This guy's a powerhouse. This guy's like that guy that you see on the side of the alley and you're like, oh my god, that guy's way too buff. Maybe he'll be my friend, I'm just kidding. No. But anyways, so to be honest, it's gonna be a great match. If Ivar and Obafemi fight on Spring Breakin, honestly, I'm gonna dig it. I think that'd be super, super cool. And to kind of cap it all off here, our final match was between a steel cage match between Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. I honestly, when I saw the match coming up, I was gotta be honest to you guys, I was a little depressed. I looked up at the time, it was like 9:50, 9:51, or yeah, no, it started at yeah, no, yeah, and it's at 10. And I was kind of thinking, I was like, oh man, this match is only going to be 10 minutes. That kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. It's going to be a 10-minute match between two guys that could obviously light up the ring. But to be honest, it was 10 minutes well spent. 10 minutes well spent. Great match. Carmelo Hayes underestimated Trick Williams, brought in his goons, brought in a steel cage, and no, steel chair, and he ultimately he got that trick shot right to the face, right to the dome, and he went down for that 1, 2, 3, leaving Trick Williams a victor, and pointing at Ilya Dragunov and saying, "Hey, next week, dude, I'm coming for that WWE NXT World Championship." Super cool stuff. I love it when Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes go at it. It kind of reminds me of kind of like because they were like basically brothers, tag team partners. Kind of reminds me of like the Hart Foundation Civil War where you had Owen Hart and Bret Hart kind of go at it. So I don't know. Usually when it comes to matches like that, especially people that for those wrestling fans who understand the matches between Owen Hart and Bret Hart, their chemistry in the ring, you can't really get anything better than that. So I don't know. Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes, hope they have more matches in the future. And yeah, it's going to be super awesome. Well, don't go anywhere. We're going to take our first break here, but not to fear. We have our AEW Dynamite preview. So hey, don't go anywhere.